us to get into Real Housewives of Potomac. Okay. Is it Potomac or is it Potomac? I think that's what Rodney be saying. Shout out to Rodney. Is it Potomac, honey? Is that what the ladies be giving? Give me 1 second while I try to get my notes together over here. While I'm pulling this up, guys, please be sure to like up the video if you have yet to do so. If you found yourself on the channel and you are not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel for your girl. And I'm about to get this up so we can talk about some stuff. All right, with this crew of ladies, did y'all enjoy the show though? I don't think the show was that bad. I thought it was a pretty good show. I feel like the first time I watched it, I wasn't really paying that much attention to it. And then it was like really background noise. And then I went back, watched it, and I was like, okay, I think this was a pretty good episode for the most part, right? We got Mo'Nique into some things, okay, just a little piece. And let's go ahead and get into it. So, Kiana. Okay, let me make sure I got this. Okay, cool. All right. So, Real Housewives of Potomac. Kiana approached Mo'Nique, right? And they're doing this whole pride situation. She approached Mo'Nique to ask her if she's familiar with Stacy, just so she can let her know that Stacy over here dating your ex, right? Too much, Kay. Too much. I felt like that was too much too soon, especially when we learned things in the after show. It was just too much. So even Angel, in my personal, when y'all watched it, let me know if y'all saw what I saw, because I felt like with Angel even looked like, not girl. Now, okay, she even looked off to the side, right? And I was like, yeah. Even Stacy and Wendy were shocked. They was just like, girl, you just met this woman. That is so messy. Like, and it's weird because for me, I'm like, Kay, what is your issue with Stacy? I'm trying to go back and see. Oh, okay. I remember when they were back at Jazelle's house, Kay said some things to Stacy. I think it was about TJ or whatever. And that's when they've had their issue. Okay, cool. Now I see. I thought they got away from it because I thought that Kay's issue was still with Wendy more so. And now she's back to Stacy. Got it. Now Mo'Nique is just like, girl, I've been divorced from this man almost 2 years. So at this point, I would expect him to be dating somebody. So I really don't give a damn. Okay. As long as this lady is good with children, girl, I don't give a fuck what that man got going on. And let me tell you something. With Miss Mo'Nique, baby, I agree. I agree. I agree. I'm debating on whether I want to show this now or a little later in the episode. Let me see. Do I want to show it now? I'm gonna show it now. And I'm gonna show it now. And the reason why I want to show it now is because I feel like y'all messy. Okay? Mo'Nique did not come to the front with this. So where y'all got this video from? Where y'all had got this from? Where y'all got this from? Did she post this or did she send this to him? The relationship is over and he sent it to somebody else. Like, how y'all got it? And maybe I missed one of Mo'Nique's stories, possibly. Right? Maybe she posted it and I didn't see one of the stories, and maybe it was on her IG story or something. But I'm kind of like, if that lady didn't post that, y'all is so messy for putting that lady T out there like that. Ooh, child. And I mean, I'm not gonna say that you messy. You just reporting the news, okay? So I'm not gonna say that's messy, but I'm just like, damn. Baby, I thought it was Childish Gambino for a second too, and then I had to realize I don't think we are of his kind. However, let's keep going. So Stacy's over there touching on Ashley and stuff, and she's saying, you beautiful as a woman, but I don't know the way that you dress, girl. It kind of do a little something to me. I said, bitch, if you don't get your hands off this lady, this the first time, and you know what? I feel like I've been agreeing with Ashley a little bit more, so I'm proud of myself. I feel like I've agreed with Ashley maybe 3 times. Once when she was talking about Stacy. I'm sorry, not Stacy, but Angel. Oh, no, girl, it's only 2 times. Damn. I think it's only 2. When she was talking about Angel at the BravoCon, and then here, in this moment, when she just felt uncomfortable with Stacy touching on her. Okay. Because I feel uncomfortable too. Like, why you because she did something when she touched her face to move her. I'm like, it don't take, it's one thing to compliment her, but the way y'all be want Ashley to come up behind y'all and do all this on your butt and stuff, like, I don't be understanding. Y'all really got a hard on for Ashley. I don't know. Maybe your next girl, maybe your next partner need to be a girl. Okay, I don't know. So Ashley then tells Stacy, I'm really happy for you and your cannabis line, but I'm not even gonna hold you. Like, the way that you over here naming it something that's in Yoruba, it's a little weird for me. And so Giselle's like, well, what did you name it? And she said, well, it's Shayo. I think that's how she said it, Shayo. So Giselle says, so are you like Nigerian? And Stacy says that she has Nigerian heritage. I told y'all I took a DNA test and I talked to y'all about that. Like, remember, I have that heritage. And Angel said, I don't know, it's something about heritage and ancestry that's a little, something seems a little, it seems a little off. And I'm like, it kind of is. It is. Like, I think she meant to say she has Nigerian ancestry, but I think the heritage may be certain things, and y'all correct me in the comments, honey. I think the heritage may be certain things that she's learned from the Nigerian culture. And I don't think Stacy named anything, but she may have just been using the wrong term, but she meant she has it in her ancestry. You know what I'm saying? It's in her DNA or whatever. So I think that's what was off, but I think her meaning is still the same. Um, and so Wendy tells her, what, as your friend, if you're going to use the Nigerian name, then name it correctly, right? So that's when Tia comes and tell her that it's Shayor. Shayor. I think like with a R. Even though the R isn't there, I think it's like Shayor versus Shayo. And I'm like, see, that's what I was kind of talking about, right? One, I was saying to Stacy in a previous review, like, you don't know how they really use that term for real, for you to just pick a Nigerian term and name it, right? Now we hear that you ain't even pronouncing it right. And I'm questioning whether you even spelled it right at this point, to be honest with you, okay? Now Ashley tells Angel that this is another instance of Stacy not being genuine. And Angel is just like, yeah, it do seem like it's a money grab. It's giving a little piece of money grab. And I said, girl, honestly, anything that you housewives do when it comes to business and y'all promote it on the show is a money grab to me. Anything that y'all do is gonna be a money grab to me, because y'all feel like y'all gotta create something and have other streams of income or whatever to put out there to the other folks. Like, it's a money grab. And let me hop on y'all for a little piece, okay? Ashley, you want to talk about somebody not being genuine and something being a money grab? What the fuck is G&A? Because it's about to give the biggest money grab in history. I'm just so confused. Like, y'all slapping it on everything with these poor fashions. If y'all had a website and you're selling G&A, that is one of the biggest money grabs that I done heard so far. Okay? So what's going on, Ashley? I just be feeling like y'all ain't even got y'all own business intact for real. Because y'all keep slapping G&A on every damn other thing. It's not consistent. So, huh? Anywho, Angel asked Stacy about the social justice component of her business. And Stacy said, girl, I'm done with this. Holla. I'm done talking. I'm done with the conversation. So I'm confused because I'm like, why did we need to ask about that? Did she say she was supposed to implement a social justice component and you wanted to follow up and ask her, like, what is that about? What does that mean? Now, I don't know, but they go on the float, right? The float is supposed to have a big old G&A sign. So are you saying G&A sponsored this float? We are literally promoting a company that y'all don't even know what the fuck it's about. Like, what is we doing? Y'all, I feel like that's stuff you do when you younger. Y'all too old for that. Y'all too old for that. We promoting a company. You getting all this promo all up and down Bravo, all up and down the street promoting it in this float, and don't nobody know what the hell y'all really do. Girl, go figure it out immediately. Now, Jazelle tells Mo'Nique that she wasn't expecting to see her, but her energy and her vibe has been given very refreshing. And Wendy asked her about Chris. Last time I saw y'all were really locked in. So what happened? And Mo'Nique admitted, well, we had an image, right? And she said she wasn't being loved properly. She said she realized she couldn't do it anymore when her daughter was like 10 months. I said, so basically, you were being performative the entire time you were on the show when it came to that marriage. We have 4 houses. Okay? This little check, we make more than that. So you were being performative, but it's okay because I understood. And that's the reason for me also why I liked Jazelle back then, because what Jazelle saw, I saw with Mo'Nique. And I'm like, mm-mm, 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 mm-mm. She was definitely trying to save face with these ladies when it came to her marriage. Um, and I think that she probably did that one because she thought they were single and miserable. Right? They was miserable because they were single, but whole time you was miserable and you was married. And I think that Jazelle could relate to you because she been there, done that. Right? So Mo tells Jazelle that she said some real stuff to her. Although they weren't getting along and they bumped heads quite a bit, Jazelle gave her some real tea. And Mo'Nique says that Jazelle told her about being with a man that's always in the limelight. And when you step into your own and how things are likely going to change and start some tension. Because he's used to you playing the back. Right? Now that you're getting more involved and doing this and that, it's starting to affect him, affect his schedule and stuff. So yeah, so Mo'Nique felt like Jazelle gave her some real information, right? And I don't think Mo'Nique was willing to probably accept it at that point because she was probably okay. Like, I've been holding down this facade, we cool or whatever for this long, so we gonna be fine. Nah. And I'm glad if she wasn't happy, I'm glad that she made the best decision for herself ultimately. So Jazelle remembers all of it, right? She says even when he would embarrass her with the things that he would say, right? Her working overtime trying to get him to appreciate her for who she was, right? She says, I figured at some point Mo was going to, wake up one day. But I already saw it. And I felt like these two pretty much clashed because, like I said, Jazelle could see right through Mo'Nique's act. And Mo'Nique didn't really like that because Mo'Nique also wasn't ready to recognize that and admit that within that circle, right? So that's what I'm thinking. And I also am sure that maybe it was how Jazelle said things too that may have made Mo'Nique not feel so comfortable with being open, to them about what was happening with her and Chris. But, it is what it is. And this is where we are, right? Tia. Tia asked Mo'Nique about what was the straw that pretty much broke everything down. And Mo'Nique says whenever he wanted something, he'll be nice. He'll be this nice guy, and then as soon as he get what he want, he back on his bullshit. And I ain't had time for that. She says that she hunched on him one night, and when she rolled over, she felt nothing. And that's because she was out of love with the man. Out of love. She felt like she was a piece of meat. And so she told him the next morning, you'll never enter me again. And good for her in my personal, because I felt like Chris was just trying to keep her pregnant all the damn time. And I feel like Mo'Nique about Ben expressed to him her desire and lack of happiness within that marriage, right? And probably never really saw a way out for her to be able to live a life without him at the time. So I feel like one of the ways to kind of smooth her over would be to, and I guess himself too, in my personal opinion, would be to get her pregnant. I think even after she had the miscarriage of one child, I think he wanted another. And nah, she ain't want no more because she kept having to do the work. And you was the other baby that she had to look after and take care of. So, I mean, yep, exactly. And when she got on Love and Marriage DC, I already saw. I was like, yep, I figured all that. Anywho, Mo told the ladies that they added years on her marriage because she didn't have to argue with him all the time because she was too busy arguing with them. Right now, that's that. So Angel and her husband, they're touring homes. And of course, she takes some time out to talk to her husband about the whole catfish gate. And she said that she's still upset about it because she didn't like how Wendy reacted to it. Right? She said she was really disappointed in Wendy because she felt like Wendy threw sauce on it. And I feel what she's saying, but it's like, one, I do think Wendy did she put sauce on it with the laughing, knowing that you sit up there and you filter your face too. But also at the same time, you do know that, one, you and Wendy weren't in a good place. So honestly, it wouldn't matter what Wendy would have done, you would have found offense to it. Honestly. And some part of me was like, she didn't even owe you anything because y'all weren't cool with each other. You just slick snapped at her at K House. So why would you think she was going to come to your defense? So if Wendy, in my opinion, would have sat there and never said anything or had your back, you probably would have felt the way about that too. So she says it's hard for her to get over things like that. And I was just thinking to myself, like, girl, why are we still talking about this? And then she said, it's hard for me to get over stuff like that. And I was like, oh, okay. That's how she is. Okay. She takes some time to process stuff. She's still in her feelings. Okay. So he tells her, he understands that, but is it really that serious? Because it sounds to me that he tired of her talking about it too. Like, I understand you have every right to feel how you feel, but at the same time, like, you still own that? Yikes. So she felt that it was disrespectful, so she gonna have to talk to Wendy about it. I don't know if it's gonna go in the way that you want, but we shall see. Meanwhile, we got Tia, Jazelle, Kiana, and Ashley. They all link up, right? Jazelle is celebrating 10 million downloads to Reasonably Shady's podcast. So she's gonna do like some type of milestone party for that, right? Now, I will say this. Shout out to Jazelle for keeping Reasonably Shady alive on the show while Robin is absent. And I would much rather take Reasonably Shady events because I know it's an actual thing that they're making something from. It's more, I guess, tangible than damn GNA. So yeah, I would much rather hear about that. Okay. Kiana tells the ladies about a call she had with Cookie. Baby, let me go ahead and change the let me go ahead and change the let me see the poll on this. Let me see if I can change this poll because I need to know from y'all how y'all are feeling about this. Is it coming up or is it taking too long? I need to know whether y'all are at a place where y'all believe Cookie or not to believe her. Okay, that is the question. All right, so give me 1 second. Do y'all believe Cookie? All right, let's keep going here. So Kiana tells the ladies that she was on the phone with Cookie, right? Talking to Cookie. She's however long she was on the phone. Cookie says that Cookie says Chris was on the other line, and I was told to hold on. And when she got back over there, she says that Chris called her because he was all upset because he heard that Mo'Nique was talking trash about him. She heard that she said that his sex was trash, that it was bad, and he treated Mo'Nique like a piece of meat. I said the irony of y'all having or Kay having this phone call with Cookie. So you mean to tell me that you called Cookie? Within a few minutes of you being on the phone, Cookie ironically is getting a call from Chris. Just like Cookie sat down with Jazelle. Who was it? It was Jazelle. It was Ashley. And I don't know who the other person was that went to go sit with Cookie. In the midst of y'all all sitting down, within 10 minutes of that sit down, she got a text or whatever from Chris. What did I tell y'all when that first sit down happened? Does anybody remember what I mentioned when that first sit down happened with Cookie? And Ashley said something about, oh yeah, my homegirl told me that Stacy was dating Chris. And Cookie said, what? It was in that moment that I said, Cookie acting like this is her man. I do feel like Stacy likes to double dutch with the truth, but I cannot say that she did this, right? Because it's like consider the source. Consider the source. Jazelle is like, girl, you can hunch on Chris and do whatever you want to do. I don't care. But when you tell him about what we talk about, that's crazy. Jazelle tells them that Cookie, because Tia is like, so do they know each other? And Jazelle said, well, Cookie doesn't like Stacy. Baby, listen, that's all you need to hear. Cookie doesn't like Stacy. That's all that needs to be said. Cookie don't like Stacy. There's nothing else to it. Cookie don't like Stacy. So when you hear that Cookie Tia, when you hear that Cookie does not like Stacy, think about that. Any person that's coming to tell you something and they're like, oh, this person don't like, consider the source, consider the situation. Wait until more details come out. Now, granted, I could be proven wrong and Stacy could have told him that, and that'll be messy and we'll get on her case then. But where I stand in this position right now, in this move, I don't believe shit Cookie talking about. Okay? So Jazelle says that, Stacy gonna be at the party and Cookie gonna be there too. So we're gonna get this all sorted out. Now, Wendy and Mo'Nique, They have a sit down. They say they never got a chance to get to know each other, right? I think after the incident took place, I think Mo'Nique said Wendy was the first person to call her or whatever or something like that. I think back then. But Wendy says that she didn't reach out to Mo'Nique, I guess, more recently or something because she was like, "You did something to my friend, so I'm not about to, hit you up or whatever." I think Mo'Nique could have said that she reached out. I can't remember, but whatever it was, I know Wendy said that she wasn't going to reach out to her after what happened, and so she said, but she's at a place where she's open, right? Because she does believe that people can change. And I do agree. And that's why I'm like, I'm gonna give Mo'Nique a chance. Right? Just give her a chance. Like, let's just see what happens. Like, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It happened. It is what it is. Let's see what's gonna happen now. So Mo'Nique asked about Wendy and Jazelle, like, how are y'all doing? And Wendy says, I think the relationship is much better. She's actually a person that I would consider to be a friend at this point. Because we talk through things and we've gotten a little better. And I'm sure them being sorority sisters may bond them a little bit better than what they were. Okay, possibly, possibly. Okay, so Wendy tells her about Karen, because of course Mo'Nique asks about her, and she's like, well, I heard that she was talking SHI about me. Okay, she got to the reunion, she thanked everybody but me, so I don't know what her beef is with me, but I mean, clearly we're not friends, right? I said, baby, that is true, and you know what? I guarantee y'all, when Karen comes back into the fold, she's going to give more than likely, in my opinion, Wendy hell for these charges on her, even though Wendy was the one that had her back the most. I guarantee you she's going to give Wendy hell because Karen has always felt like Wendy was not of Potomac. Meanwhile, Karen, I question whether your ass is of Potomac. Miss DUI, 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 right? And if you hanging around somebody like Cookie, oh, okay then. Let's keep going. So Wendy asked Mo'Nique if she talked to Cookie because that's the woman that's been giving updates to the group about Karen. All right. And so Mo'Nique is like, nah. She's like, I don't talk to her. She was like, I don't do that. I don't do that type of stuff. Like, I met this lady, back in 2007 or something like that. My husband had an event. Like, that lady, we had Chuck Brown over there. And do you know she came and told me that this was his daughter? Come to find out this man ain't no kin to the lady. Don't know her from Adam from Eve. Don't know anything about this lady. Yeah, girl, that's a liar. If I've ever seen one, that one there is a liar. That's a demonic spirit, girl. I can't be around them type of thing. Mm-mm. I'm cool on her. All right. I guess at one point she tried to act like she was Mo'Nique's friend. And then I guess when everything happened with Chris or something like that, she may have shaded her. Whatever it was, Mo'Nique was on point with that in my personal, because the moment I saw Cookie is exactly what I thought. Something about this lady, you know how a person could just walk in the room and you can read their energy. And her energy gives not trustworthy. Her energy gives that she may fluctuate the truth as well. Part of it may be true. She may have added sauce on it and it's a lie. Like, she got that type of vibe to her. So Mo says that the new girls, she talks about them and she talks about how they come off as passive. Right. And Wendy says, well, when it comes to the new girls, I do like Stacy though. She says, I feel like I'm tired of how the girls are treating her. Like, she's cool. So Mo is like, but Stacy needs to be watched at the end of the day. Okay. Like, you don't see that she's taking notes of things that you do as if she's trying to become you in some shape, form, or fashion. Like, you might need to just take a step back and just really see what's going on and see who she is. I don't know if Wendy took that step back, because at BravoCon, it seemed like Wendy and Stacy seem to still be on good terms. So, I mean, whatever I guess she was supposed to see, it don't seem like it transpired on the show, maybe. Who knows? But also at the same time, I know you like Stacy, but then I feel like you be shading Stacy too. So do you really like her? Maybe you do. But I just felt like you saying, if you're going to use a Nigerian name, then at least pronounce it right. It's like, damn, now you ain't have to do it like that. We'll sound like that. But I guess so. Anywho, so Tia meets Tiamo. That's Stacy's husband, and Tia wants to do a threesome. Okay, more so a dinner. She wants to do a dinner. Okay, with the Osefos, her and her husband, and Stacy and her husband. And Stacy says that her husband will be out of town, or at least I think he said that he was going to be out of town and he was leaving that day. And Stacy says, yeah, I don't think he's coming back until next week. The way Stacy looked at the ground was enough, and the way they caught him looking to the side, I said they both lying. I don't think he's comfortable either being on this camera or more so just being on this show. And it also makes me feel like, well, what are you hiding that you don't want to be around the ladies, that they may bring something to the front? Like, I don't know, something about it was a little off. So Tia asked if she was going to let him meet the other ladies, and Stacy says, "Girl, that's why you here." She says, "Bitch, I'm friendly, but I ain't stupid. Don't get it twisted. I'm not dumb, right?" Um, I felt like Tiamo got the hell from around them cameras at some point, though. He was all right, I'm finna go, way to go. So he kind of like walked off. Meanwhile, Tia and Stacy continued to talk about Mo and how lovely she is. So Tia was like, "Well, how did you know? How you know Chris?" Right? And Stacy says that, she just know him socially. Basically trying to say that she don't know him like that, but she know him socially. But you said you used to hang out with people, and he was one of those people. So did you did y'all really date? Was it just hanging out with other friends, or like, what was it? I think she did say they went on a date. So to say you know him socially, I don't know. It seems like you might know a little bit more about him. But she says that he's never talked to her about his divorce. You know what? I do wonder if he has. I feel like he could have talked to her about his divorce, but also I feel like if he did talk to her about his divorce, I still question whether she called him to tell him something that Mo'Nique said. I'm willing to believe that Kiana either said it, which is why you called her to tell her about what happened, and she played your ass acting like she was clicking over when she put you on mute, and then decided to concoct a plan on her damn own. That's possible. Or she had already got briefed by Ashley or Jazelle. Possibly. Right? So Tia talks about Jazelle meeting Tiamo, and she said, and Stacy pretty much shut her ass up. And I loved how Stacy pretty much shut her down. So she said, when Jazelle let us meet her boyfriend, then the rest of the ladies can meet my husband. And we'll all just be transparent. I said, I know that's right, baby. I know that's right. Y'all so pressed about meeting her husband to confirm whether she's lying or not. Meanwhile, Jazelle got a whole man, and y'all ain't meet him. Get it together. So, anywho, Robin, it's time for the GNA event. Robin's not coming. Jazelle said Robin not coming because she's still mad at the fact that she left the show the way that she did. And I said, okay, so basically she mad that she was fired. So she's not going to come back on the show and get him no favors, right? Especially not for free, if that's what they was going to do. I don't really fault Robin for that, but at the same time, you couldn't show up for your own podcast, Reasonably Shady, but you showed up to BravoCon. Did they invite you to BravoCon and ask you to host a panel because they felt bad for how they fired you? Is this them making it up to you since you didn't show up to the last GNA event? So they wanted you to come to BravoCon for that? You'll still show up for BravoCon though, but you won't show up for Reasonably Shady? That don't make sense. And the fact that you came to BravoCon kind of makes me question, are you on your way back into the fold with the ladies of Real Housewives of Potomac? That's what I'm wondering. Anywho, it's time for the double date with the Osefos and Tia and her husband, right? So Tia talks about how she met her husband in 1998 and she was like 19. And she lied about her age just a little bit, right? Then she lied about having Cuban in her family. Like, Tia was just a little liar. Now, I don't know if Tia lying now, but if we find out Tia has been lying about some things, she's already gave us the heads up that she a little liar. Okay? But anywho, I don't know how much older her husband is than her, though. I don't think she said that. But Wendy talks about her and Eddie. I think she met him in high school at some point. He wanted to date her. She wasn't interested. He didn't have no car, nothing like that. And it also seemed like she wasn't as attracted until he grew into himself more. Got to college, got a car. She's like, okay, I like this. Let's see what's going on, right? And I also wouldn't be surprised if it was other failed relationships, okay? And he just happened to come around at the right time. So they discussed Stacy, right? Out of everyone, Tia felt that, or at least Stacy felt that Tia was the safest person to meet her husband. So Wendy took offense. And I think that's fair. I think that's fair for Wendy to take offense. Like, I'm the one that's been holding you down. I've been close with you. We've been hanging out. You've come over to my house. I don't even know if you've been to Tia's house, but you felt like Tia was the one. Like, I'm the one that defends you and gets people off your ass when we in the group. But Tia, the one that hasn't spoken for you, you think you're safer with a chick that hasn't even opened up her mouth to defend you versus one that has? Okay, girl. Well, let's see. Let's see how this goes, right? So Stacy says Tiamu wasn't ready for an introduction, and then says Tiamu just flew back in today because Wendy decided to give Stacy a call. Right? So Wendy calls her out about Tia being the safest person. And so Stacy flips it on Tia and says that she don't like that Tia is causing friction between she and Wendy. And Tia said, "Oh no, baby, that's you, because you don't be remembering your own stories. Okay, you causing your own friction. Tia was not wrong. Stacy, baby, you are saying one thing and doing another. Okay, that is what you're doing. But I do believe that Tiamu does not feel comfortable being in the atmosphere with this group. I think she was telling I think Stacy was telling the truth about that. But why won't you let him meet Wendy? Like, that's crazy. So it makes me, I don't know, it kind of makes me question a little bit of what Jazelle said. Like, I don't know, something about it is off, Miss Stacy. Like, did you want her to meet your husband because she's royalty? Since he already thinks so less of the group, did you bring Tia around just to let him know, like, oh, she's royalty, she's a queen somewhere else, she's from London, right? These are the type of people that I have around me. These type of prestigious individuals. Like, is that what you was doing? I don't know what the hell that was about. That was weird. So Tia tells Wendy that Angel has an issue with her and her not speaking to her at the airport. And Wendy, like me, like, girl, we still on the airport shit? Like, okay, because y'all know, like Angel said, it takes her a minute. I have to remember that. It takes her time to get over stuff like that. All right. Timo. Thank you, Timo. What I've been calling him, Tiamu, like Timu. Miss Timo. So Tia tells Wendy that Angel has an issue with her about not speaking at the airport. And Angel says Wendy said the catfish comment, not Jazelle. Angel, you're gonna have to do some I really don't want to be mean when I say this, but I do think you might have to start doing some mental exercises just so you can recall the events as accurate as possible. Because I feel like that's also a running theme with you. You get really upset and in your feelings, and you don't even recall how things laid out. So you find yourself upset with the wrong people. You know what I'm saying? It's like you don't be remembering. Right. So Wendy didn't say that. Jazelle said that. And Wendy's confused because she like, girl, how you gonna be mad at me and not the damn person that said it? And she just feel like her and Kiana both are obsessed and they need some type of validation. Okay, like what the hell going on? Yeah, you're gonna have to get that together, Miss Mamas. I don't know what the hard on is about Wendy. I don't know if you expected Wendy to embrace you more because of the mutual friend that y'all have or something like that. I I don't know. I don't know. You're gonna have to be okay with not being as close to her as you may want. I don't know. So we get to Giselle's party, and Tia gets there and updates the ladies about Stacy. Everybody pressed about Stacy not bringing Timo, right? But what about Kay? Her man ain't there. What about Jazelle? Her man ain't there. Why is everybody mad? Why is everybody mad? Why is everyone mad? I can't. Angel approaches Jazelle to let her know that she wants to get to know her a bit better, right? And that they're good. Even, since Jazelle apologized to her, she says they're fine, they're good. She says, but she still hasn't addressed things with Wendy yet. And she doesn't like that she and Wendy have like this poor interaction amongst each other. It's giving a little piece of angel bye, baby. Okay, girl. Jazelle was on the same type of tip. Like, girl, I could care less. Like, I don't give a damn. Like, girl, this event is about me. I'm not trying to talk to you about that. But also, Jazelle, you still let everybody sit up there and talk about Stacy and Mo'Nique and Chris and Cookie, even though this event is about you. So this guy comes in. I think his name was Wale. Child, the only Wale I know is the rapper. So Wale comes in to support Jazelle. And Ashley was there too, right? Because I guess they have some connection from being on Love Hotel together. He was one of her options, right? And so he came in with flowers, and Ashley had the audacity to believe that the flowers would be for her. Why? Came in, walked right past her, gave them to Jazelle. And then Jazelle thought he was finna give the other set of flowers to Ashley. He said, no, this for Robin. Where she at? Child. Ashley was like, Robin? And I'm like, girl, now you know this is a Robin event. And you ain't even much had want that man. So I don't even know why you expecting no flowers to come from him. All right. And I did not watch Love Hotel with Jazelle and Ashley on it at all. But I'm glad I didn't, because ain't nobody trying to sit up here and watch Ashley pretend to be interested in this black man. It's laughable. Like, what? No, ma'am. Okay. So Stacy sees Vivian and she gonna go over there and say hey to the lady, touch on her hair and stuff, knowing that you don't like her, talking about we should have a talk. But Stacy also said that she done with Vivian. And she said, yeah, I'll come over there and touch her hair and do whatever else and then send you on your way. And I'm just like, I did chuckle when she did the confessional, because I'm like, that's exactly what I was thinking about. Right? But you ain't have to be fake. You could have just walked right past her. If you were saying F that BIT and you don't care for her, then why you walking up to her? Okay? So then Cookie walks in. Dun dun dun. Cookie walk, her is in there. Right? But Tia over there confronting Stacy. Tia says Stacy lying about her man flying out, right? And yeah, she said he was flying out on the next day, not the same night. Right? Yeah, that's what it was. He did say that next day. So I'm confused. So he said, so when was the when? I feel they should have told us what day it was when Tia met Stacy and the husband. Because they met, then he actually asked about Wednesday. So that leads me to believe that the day they met was not that Wednesday. He flew out of town the next day. And then I guess he had just got back in town or something. I'm confused. I can't say that Stacy is fully lying, because when she got on the phone, she was like, oh, he just flew back today, right? That's what she told Wendy. Because I don't have the dates. I don't know when they first met up to when the dinner ended up happening to when he was supposed to fly out versus when he flew in. So I don't know. Right. So they arguing about that. And then Kiana starts yelling and getting into it with Stacy too about what Cookie said. And I'm like, Kiana, why are you yelling at Stacy about what Cookie said that Stacy said when Cookie right there and she could just come over here? Right? Because Cookie was just standing in the back, it seemed, and just, acting like she ain't here, but she was listening. And then eventually she was called over there. Right? And Stacy really looked genuinely confused, like, what are you talking about? So I don't know. I want to believe that Stacy did not run this information back to Chris, and we'll find out as things progress. But Cookie does not seem trustworthy to me. And I do believe what Mo'Nique said. And I feel like Mo'Nique did not go to that event because Cookie was not there. Now, maybe she'll show up a little late. I don't know. But I feel like if she found out, I don't know. I don't know if they mentioned why Mo'Nique wasn't at the GNA event. But I feel like if she wasn't there, it probably was because of Cookie. So Cookie comes over. She starts yelling at Stacy and stuff because Stacy was like, well, how could I let him know that? And Cookie was like, on the phone. You called him. Don't act stupid with me. Bitch, who you talking to? Who you talking to? Who are you talking to, and why are you this mad? Why are you mad? You mad at Stacy as if Stacy said those things about Chris. Even if Stacy called and told Chris what Mo'Nique said in my personal, it's two things. One, Mo'Nique should be the one that's upset. Right? Mo'Nique, and then if you mad and Chris mad at anybody, be mad at Mo'Nique because it came out her mouth. That's one. And then two, I can understand the group feeling the way that you running back telling folks what was said. But at the same time, Cookie, you're not a part of this group, love. You may be a part of this group outside of the television show, but on this screen, you're not a part of this group. In addition to that, y'all ladies are upset with damn Stacy for running back telling things to Chris, if she even did that, but y'all be running back telling shit to Cookie. Two people that's not on the show. All kind of pots meeting the kettle. I'm so confused. And that's if Stacy did it. Y'all run back and tell it all the time. That's crazy. So, let's keep going. So Wendy jumps in and tells them, first she was like, how do you know that she did it? Right? Are you sure Stacy did that? And so Kiana was like, well, that's what Cookie said or whatever. So Wendy jumps in and tells them that Mo'Nique doesn't trust Cookie, first of all. Right? Mo'Nique said that Cookie be talking SHI about her. So when you're trying to put something on Stacy, make sure you got all the details. And Mo'Nique don't even fuck with this lady. So again, I felt like Dr. Wendy was trying to tell them to consider the source. Right? So then she also tells them, if we're gonna talk about Mo'Nique, at least let Mo'Nique be here. Right? Now, notice from what I saw, based on how it was edited, for me, Cookie ain't say shit when Wendy called out the fact that Mo'Nique don't like her. Right? And that she be talking shit about her. Cookie didn't say nothing. But as soon as Stacy pointed at her, then you want to say something. Because you saw that. You looking in Wendy's direction. Stacy is here. You didn't address what was being said, but you want to talk about Stacy pointing her finger at you. So now it's, don't point your finger at me. Don't put your finger in my face. Don't put your finger. Okay, don't point at me. Stacy was like, okay. Again, Cookie, you coming off like Chris Samuels is your man. And I can see you being one of them women that yearns for that type of man, so much so that you probably would talk down on Mo'Nique to him while they were married, and definitely talk down on her while they weren't married. Thinking that it's going to get you that much closer to him like that. It's something that's real odd there for me. Right? Baby, when Stacy moved Jazelle, and Jazelle was, I was like, get your ass out the way. You see that lady trying to get by? Move out the way. I understand if you ain't wanting to really go down, but move back. The way Stacy scooted over there to get closer to her ass, I said, oh, come on, Stacy. Come on. Come on, Stacy. I was so here for that. The way Stacy been wrapping y'all up this episode, liar and all, whatever y'all want to call her. Okay, double dutching with the truth. Whatever you want to say, she was wrapping you. Okay, she wrapped Tia up and told her when Jazelle bring her man, then we could bring mine. I know that's right. I know that's right. You gonna tell me put my finger down? I'm in your face today. Okay, on more than one occasion, 2 and 3. Matter of fact, scoot over. Move out the way. Let me get over here. I like that kind of energy, honey. Let me get over here real quick. Okay. So then Cookie tells Stacy, after all this friction is happening, you need to go take a bath with your funky self. Cause you the last hoe to come in here talking about somebody funky. You came in stank. Okay? You walked in stank. I'm not talking about her size or any of that. Straight attitude. You walked in stank. Okay? Your hair's uneven. You look dusty. And it's given Stacy was waiting on you at the door. Okay? You wrong for that. And why y'all keep trying to say that lady stank? Why y'all keep trying to say she don't smell good? Why y'all keep trying to say her breath stink, then say go take a bath? Huh? Yeah, Stacy, if you flame them up for the rest of the season, I think I'm okay. I'm okay. So here go Kiana. She want to hoop and holler and yell. Okay, being overly emotional about Mo'Nique getting to a good co-parenting space with her man. She never said she wasn't in a good one. So you feel like what Stacy said would affect that? Chris know how Mo'Nique feel about him. And I guarantee you, if Mo'Nique felt comfortable enough to say it on camera, that ain't the first time somebody else had heard it. That he probably learned it from it. Right? I think he's very well aware of how she feels. She's been doing interviews and all. You don't think he know? So Stacy says whatever Kay is saying and whatever, Miss Cookie is saying doesn't make it true. So Kay starts yelling and says, nothing you've said since you've been in this group has been true. Oh my word. Okay. So Stacy, when I tell you the rest of the episode was Stacy just neck bone, 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 chewing. I can't. Okay. Stacy says, girl, the only time you get heated, baby, is when it's about me. Ooh. Come on, Stace. Come on, Stace. Stacy says, you're usually at a 0, but today you're at a 2. Happy to see you, boo. Baby, when Jassy fell out, like when she did that laugh, I holler. It was like, we on the same page here. We on the same page. I thought she was going to say she was at a 10. And she's like, yeah, you're at a 2. Happy to see you, boo. Loved it. Kay still yelling and says that I never trust you around my husband. Stacy said, baby, you don't have one. I said, I know that's right. And it shouldn't even be a dig. But at the same time, you said it and you set yourself up for it. And we know that's something you want, but you ain't got it. Now what? You don't have one. I'll never let you around my husband after you've already let her around your husband. Or your, I don't even think, what, they ain't even engaged. So your boyfriend, after you've already let her around him. When she came into your house. Miss, I wouldn't let you around. Okay, and let's be clear. That is Mo'Nique's ex-husband. Because for some reason, y'all keep missing the ex part. Like majority of y'all are ex-wives and some not even that. Right? Y'all keep forgetting that portion. Ex-husband. And she told you specifically that she'd expect him to be dating. Is you cool? Oh, okay, yeah. Well, there's that. Stacy for the win. And she chewed on that neck bone, as I said. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty much that. When it comes to Potomac. Let me